Hello and welcome to Cup of Tea Reviews. My name is Tim and I'm joined as always by Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me.
Tim, we watch movies to be entertained, but so many of them are duds.
We watch the movies that can go either way, good or bad, and we let you know if they're worth your while.
We waste our time so that you don't have to.
That's right, Michael. And this week the movie is A Working Man. It is a 2025 action thriller starring Jason Statham. Michael, please give us your hot take.
Tim, this movie was my cup of tea. It's classic Statham fare, which is exactly what I was looking for. What about you?
This movie was not my cup of tea. I love Statham. I think there's a lot going on here that works, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough for me.
So, Tim, what's it about?
After a girl is kidnapped, a super soldier turned construction worker hunts down the human traffickers responsible. Michael, where'd you like to start with this one?
I'm going to start with what wasn't working because I think we both had some things in that space. For me, the greatest problem I have with this film is there are plenty of moments that it's just a fine time, right? It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just kind of like middle of the road Statham fare. And for me, that was enough to get it over that threshold because that's what I was looking for when we watched this. But it's not his best work, right? Like there are movies that he is in that are more fun than this one. But once you watch those, if you want something else kind of cut from the same cloth, this for me was in that space. But it's just fine.
We've always praised Jason Statham for being a great action star, and he absolutely is. He always delivers, and he always brings 110%. One of my big problems with the movie, though, is that the action here is shot pretty poorly. There's a lot of scenes that are really, choppy. They're cut together very convoluted manner. They basically are burying Statham's physical performance here. We don't really get to see him do the cool things that he's known for. We don't get to see him perform the way that I really like to see. There's one action set piece that is well done and well choreographed and well shot, but for the vast majority of the film, the action is just too choppy, too convoluted, and too poorly shot to really become engaging for me.
I agree with you, Tim. The other thing I really struggled with was the plot. Well, the plot gets more and more convoluted as it goes on. We have a kidnapped girl. That's easy to get emotionally hooked into as a story. But then it's like the mob's involved, and then, oh no, the government's involved. And actually, it's a wide-ranging human trafficking conspiracy. But thank God Statham's on the case because he can take all that down. There was a lot of characters where it was confusing, like, oh wait, who do you work for? And now why are we here? And why are we doing this? And it just got really muddled really quickly, which is always a problem in these Jason Statham movies where you're looking for this clear linear plot. Give me some good action. I don't need a whole global conspiracy for him to take down.
He infiltrates so many layers of like the Russian mafia, and he meets the Russian mob boss, and then he meets the next mob boss, and then there's another mob boss, and then there's a whole biker gang that he has to deal with. And it's just like, who is the villain here? And like, what are we doing? Like, what exactly is going on? Why are there 15 layers of bad guys and henchmen? It just muddles everything. I think this is a negative, but the more I'm thinking about it, I think it's a positive. There's some very weird production design choices. This biker gang that he infiltrates has like a back room that is like a weird like medieval throne room with giant throne made of like
Bike parts
and it's like, what is this? Like, what movie is this from is really how it feels, which is very funny. Also, the finale of the film is set at night, and there is a moon that is in like the background of every single shot, and the moon is like the biggest moon I have ever seen. It's like 5,000 times the size of the actual moon. And I don't know who did that or why. It was like a terrible production design choice, but it made me laugh every single time it showed up. It's like, have you never seen the moon before? Or what are you doing? Like, why is this like fake moon in every single shot here?
Yeah, like someone did that, and then they were like, we're just not going to change that. That's fine. So, yeah, no, I think all of the things we've listed are problems, but I want to switch to the good here, Tim, which at the end of the day, why this gets over the 50% mark, and again, only barely for me, is that this is just classic Statham fare. Like, this is easy to watch. It's enjoyable to watch while you're watching it, and it just kind of is an easy ride. And again, it's not like this is a redefining cinematic masterpiece. But for me, where I was at when I watched this, that was exactly what I was looking for, just to be able to turn something on, turn my brain off, and watch Jason Statham punch some guys.
It is a very like strong emotional through line. We are rescuing this girl. Statham's got this kind of found family going on. It's easy to get wrapped up or swept up in the vengeance of it all. And like, there's justice in the world because this guy is going to take down these bad guys. And there's something very cathartic about seeing somebody getting justice for somebody who has been wronged. And I really appreciate that. So there's a strong connection there.
I agree with you, Tim. The last thing I would say is while I agree with you that some of the action was pretty poorly shot and just cut to ribbons in the editing room, some of the set ideas of like, okay, he's going to be in a van and he's going to be like fighting guys in this really confined space and he's got to use the things inside the van as weapons. Like those ideas are always what defines Jason Statham movies for me. And there were a couple really interesting ones here that I liked.
Yeah.
So that worked, despite the fact that sometimes they got slashed to ribbons and I couldn't really see what was going on.
Yeah, no, I think that when it's working, and when it's not, it's disappointing. And those disappointing moments are what dragged it down for me. Michael, when should somebody watch a film?
So I wouldn't recommend this as like a first go-to Jason Statham movie. Like there's a bunch of other movies that I'd recommend first. However, if you like Jason Statham, you like action movies, and you're just looking for something that you can turn your brain off and watch, I think this is a fine enough time. Like we've seen a lot of worse action movies that don't really stick the landing. This one, it gets through what it's trying to do, and it's a fine time.
This is not top tier Statham, but it's also not bottom of the barrel Statham. So I think there's a place for that. And yeah, if you're looking for just a pretty good time, looking for that really strong man gets revenge against an evil system, I think there's definitely a space to watch this movie, but I wouldn't seek it out. I don't think you need to go check this one out if you're not already in that space. So slight recommendation from me, but there's worse things you could do.
Thank you all for watching. Join us next time on Cup of Tea Reviews.